What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 238 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and guess what? The sun is rising, the birds are singing, and joining me is always Jmack Gaming.
God, it's like having another 9 to 5, another 8-hour shift put in. You are now listening to 103.5 Dawn FM.
Yes.
Let's just get into this shit, Chad. This fucking Thunder stinks.
It's gonna be great.
Come on, you have your opening match of Lita and Candido, which kind of banged a little bit, but
it banged. Here's the thing. Justin brought up some people from his developmental,
and he saw every good idea I ever had, and he's gonna copy it because he's unoriginal.
So I decided to do the same thing. I've got some people I wanted to see how they did, but I remembered when I brought up Lita that I forgot to bring up another woman for her to wrestle. So she's gonna wrestle Chris Candido today.
Get your own ideas, Chad.
Look how much fun they had. And this is a 37. This didn't do that bad either.
Well, Mark Jindrak got a 17, so I don't, you know.
Yeah, but Eric Young got a 38, and Rob Conley got a 44.
Yeah, so I mean they're getting there. They're not there yet, but they're getting there. Unless
not quite there yet, but almost.
All right, well,
no, not quite there yet, but almost. All right, Ahmed's got both the Universal and the Ecw Championship. He says, "At Barely Legal, I finally proved myself. To all of you, myself, and to everyone in the back, it was the biggest match of my career. I'm not gonna lie to you, Taz beat the hell out of me. At the end of the day, I was the better man, and I became the undisputed world heavyweight champion. And you can talk about being a wrestling god and coming down on bungee cords if you want, but at the end of the day, I got 2 belts and you have 1. And if you ever want to, and if you ever want to come over here and make it and add a 3rd to my collection, well, guess what, Raven? There's an open invitation to Thunder anytime, any day, any week. But I'm not talking about that right now. No, instead, I'm going to direct my attention to a man who wears yellow and red colorful bandanas and goofy scarves. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan. You stared me down at the end of my match at Barely Legal, and I told you that once I was done with Taz, I was coming for your ass. So, why don't you get your yellow and red M&M tights ass out here, and let's talk.
Tight ass?
Yeah. So Hulk Hogan comes out, and he says, "I wanted to just wish you congratulations and great job, brother." And he says, and Ahmed says in a very mocking tone, "I don't care what you have to say, brother." And everyone's, ooh. He says, "Listen, Hulk, you shouldn't have come to Thunder. You should have stayed far, far away. Because at least at Nitro, you had other old has-beens that you could wrestle. Besides Ric Flair, who you already beat, everyone here, younger, we're up and coming, we got something to prove. And Thunder, I'm the face of this brand. You've been the face of every brand you've ever been on. But here, this is my house. I represent this show, and I lead this locker room. And every man and woman in the back, they know. Hulk, I can't let you disrespect me. I can't let you come in this ring and do your Hulkamania bullshit. You got in my business the second you came here. You challenged me the second you stepped foot into a Thunder ring. So, brother, I'm putting a challenge to you. All brawl. Hulk Hogan versus Ahmed. Undisputed World Championship on the line. What do you say? What you gonna do when Ahmed Mania runs wild on you, brother?" And Hulk Hogan says, I like your spunk, kid. I like that attitude. I like that drive. Listen, brother, I haven't seen a kid as good as you in a long time. You got it. You got the whole package. You're almost there, but there's one thing you're not yet, brother. You're not Hulk Hogan. Don't worry, Jack, because not only do I accept your challenge, but I'm going to make sure you really are ready. Here's the thing. I'm giving you a Hulk Hogan challenge tonight, brother. You see, one of the things that put me on the map is when I slammed Andre the Giant at WrestleMania. And so tonight, Ahmed, I want to see if you can do the same thing. Obviously I don't have Andre the Giant. But I got a Butterbean. And Ahmed, tonight, we're going to go one-on-one against Butterbean. And I'm giving you a challenge, brother. I want you to slam Butterbean in the middle of the ring. If you want me to accept your challenge, if you want me to wrestle you, Jack. Not New Jack, you, Jack. then you'll do it. And Ahmed says, all I gotta do is slam Butterbean, and then I can kick your ass at Fall Brawl. You're on.
Here, all right, Butterbean, baby.
Butterbean, baby. And in a decent match, AJ Styles defeated Steve Corino in 11:43 with a Styles clash. AJ Styles, once again, putting people away with the Styles clash. These two men have a lot of respect for each other. They've tag teamed, they've wrestled. They're friends, but they also aren't afraid to kick each other's asses.
Big friends.
Big friends. They're like us, Justin.
Yeah, want to kick each other's ass, but respect each other.
Exactly.
All right, we move on to speaking of kicking each other's ass.
Yeah, and being respectful.
Yeah.
RVD's in the parking lot. He gets out of his car. He's mad as hell. He's asking, "Where's Jeff? Where's Jeff?" And Jeff shows up and he says, "Listen, Rob. Listen, I gotta let you know, I had no idea Matt was gonna do that. I didn't tell Matt to do that. And after the match, you know, I screamed at Matt. You know, I told him, you can't do that. You can't get involved in my championship match. I wanted the best at Rob Van Dam I could get. I wanted to beat you the right way. So I'm sorry, man. You know, that's not how I wanted that to go." And Rob Van Dam is like, "If you really mean that, then fight me again. Face me again for the championship next week." And Jeff says, "Rob, you know what? Yeah. If you want to wrestle next week for the Cruiserweight Championship, then absolutely, yeah. And I'll make sure Matt knows. You don't get involved." And then RVD goes, "You better not. For the next time, I won't be as nice about it."
Interesting. There we go.
Interesting. We come back from commercial. We come back in Buff Bagwell versus Conan. In a decent match, Buff Bagwell defeated Conan in 1921 by pinfall with a yellow jacket suplex. Yeah.
There we go.
And he just keeps drilling Conan's eye into he exposes the turnbuckle. He keeps just drilling Conan's eye into the turnbuckle, and he over and over and over again. And after he does that, you know, it looks like he's about to do some real big damage to Conan. But then Rey Mysterio's music hits.
Oh.
Which is the next segment.
Yeah, my bad. I fell asleep.
Oh, fuck you. And Rey Mysterio comes out, fights off Buff Bagwell, and then says, "You know what, Buff? You know what? You faked having an eye injury. And I never even thought you really had it, but I gave you the benefit of the doubt because you were my friend. And then you betrayed me, and now you're trying to blind people? You know what, Buff? You know what? Guess what? You know an old saying? There's always an eye for an eye. Here's the thing: a Hell in a Cell, a Fall Brawl,
A Hell in a Cell. Wait,
a
what
Hell
the
in
hell
a
is that?
Cell. What the hell is that? A Fall Brawl. I'm gonna make sure you have an actual eye patch because you're gonna have one eye that works after I gouge it out.
What? Rey Mysterio said this?
Yeah,
That's what the? Is he okay?
he's not okay. He's mad as hell,
He's losing his damn mind.
and maybe he's high.
Probably. You're gonna have an eye for. How are you gonna blind one of these kids?
We'll figure it out.
Oh my god.
We come to commercial. We come back.
Taking the
inner
headphones
circle.
off.
The inner circle are in the ring and they're celebrating their epic win at Barely Legal. They're talking about, and Chris Jericho says, everyone was so surprised when Paul Heyman came down to the ring, shook my hand, and swore his allegiance to the inner circle. But you should have all seen it from the start because it was all right there. And he laughed and he said, why do you think I was never worried about my opponents? It was because I had the man on the inside, the guy who made their careers, in my corner. Why do you think I was never worried? Why do you think Paul Heyman gave that motivational speech saying, on the day I could wake up and look myself in the mirror and I can live with myself. I can live with people calling me a rat or a snake. It's because he is. But listen, he's a snake. And all of the ECW guys that we faced, they were a bunch of rats. And it's just nature for the snake to eat the rat. But Paul, it's so happy because guess what? You're a snake, but you're a snake among vipers. Welcome to the inner circle. And Paul Heyman says, I am so happy to be here. Let me tell you something. Those ECW rejects, I gave them everything. I put ECW on the map. It was none of them. They wouldn't have done anything if it wasn't for me. And I never even got one thank you. Not one recognition from any of them. To hell with them. When I came here, when that company got bought by WCW, I jumped for joy. Because I didn't have to worry about it anymore. The burden was gone. And I could focus on what I really wanted to do. Which was align myself with the future of professional wrestling. And that future is Chris Jericho and the inner circle. So, all of those ECW rejects, as included, you get what you deserve, go to hell. And Taz's music hits. And he says, Paul Heyman, you squirrely son of a bitch. He said, listen, I'm going to say what all the other guys can't say because they're not here. Because you see, after they lost, you worked it out with Eric Bischoff, and you had them barred for a week. They're not allowed here. Well, guess what? I can go wherever the hell I want to go. And right now, where I want to go is down this ramp and suplex you to next Tuesday. I want to kick your ass, Paul. And if I have to go through each and every single one of those inner circle fucks to do it, I will. And everyone gasps. Oh my God, he just swore. And Chris says, listen, Taz, if you want to go to get to Paul Heyman, you're going to have to go through me. And he says, hey, pretty boy, why don't you take the earwax out of yours? I just said that. I just said I'd go through you. Yeah, that sounds great. Why don't you all line up? I'll kick all your asses. I'll kick his ass, and then I'll go home. And Mike Barton, he says, you're not going anywhere near Chris. If you want to fight so bad, Shorty, I'll fight you tonight. And Taz just throws the microphone. He just chucks it into the crowd, and he beelines to the ring. Taz ready to fight Justin.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
for
and in
Mike Barton.
in a decent match, Taz defeated Mike Barton in 849, a T-bone suplex. And everybody else runs away. Everyone dispersed. Everyone went to the back.
But not Mike Barton.
Not Mike Barton. He's laying on his back, but he didn't go to the back. Ric Flair, he shows up to the ring. He's mad as hell. He starts punching himself in the face. He's busting up, bleeding. Sting! I considered you a brother. I considered you a friend. And you went and you betrayed the Nature Boy. Well, guess what? Woo! And he throws himself on the ground and starts flailing. He says, tonight, I'm going to put the United States Championship on the line against you. That's what you want, right? That's why you did what you did. Well, guess what? I'm going to put it on the line against you, and I'm going to kick your ass. And I'm going to show that you picked the wrong guy to try to turn your career around on, because I'm the Nature Boy. Yeah, Ric Flair Sting, U.S. title.
Tonight, main event.
Main event. But on a happier note, Chef Psychosis and Juventud, they've got the Global Tag Team Championships, and they've got stacks of pancakes, and they've got orange juice, and they're going around to the audience, and they're throwing them to the fans. Fans are getting a free pancake palooza today, Justin. Pancakes are literally they're just passing out just short stacks to everyone. It's a pancake party palooza from Chef Psychosis and Juventud, just celebrating. What fun!
So much fun. Not even Bobby eating pancakes was there, though, so that's frustrating.
He was there in spirit.
Is he dead?
He is not dead.
Why is he there in spirit, then? He's on the roster.
Yeah, but he had food poisoning.
Oh, that's two of them.
Yeah, there were some bad pancakes.
We want to go to the shits on Thunder.
Yeah.
Speaking of the shits.
Yeah. We come back from commercial. We got a tag team match. Two young tag teams squaring off. And in about that had subpar wrestling, a little heat. Shark Boy and the Hurricane defeat Poppy Chavo and Homicide in 1107. When Hurricane pinned Homicide with the perfect storm.
There it is. The crowd was, they didn't want any pre-show jobbers on there, so they went
no, who's the pre-show jobber?
All of them, I guess, to the crowd.
Oh, no. Au contraire, mon frere.
Well, speaking of jobbers.
Ahmed versus Butterbean. Basically, long story short, it's a match. Ahmed picks up Butterbean. Ahmed picks him up and slams him Andre the Giant style in the middle of the ring, which ends the match.
Andre the Giant style. That's my favorite position. Oh my god.
There's a match that I honestly forgot I even booked. And it's here, though.
Chad's fucked, guys. This Thunder stinks.
A decent match. Dean Malenko defeated Diamond Dallas Page in 10:36. The submission with the Texas Cloverleaf just adds to his winning streak. Listen, he wanted Ric Flair before wanting Ric Flair was cool. He wanted that U.S. Championship. He wanted that.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't care.
He wanted the U.S. Championship, and now there's a lot of people who are cutting the line, and he's mad about it. Taz is backstage. Taz is backstage. He says, I'm going to go through every single member of the Inner Circle until I get to Paul. I beat Mike Barton this week. The next week, I'm going to kick Lance Storm's ass.
I mean, I like this gimmick. This is good. It would have made more sense if he didn't lose the night before, but, I mean... That's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, main event time.
Main event time. In a superb match, Sting defeated Ric Flair in 14:36 with a Scorpion Deathlock, and Sting wins the WCW United States Heavyweight title.
And that is 81. Oh, look who can't do good numbers if they don't have Bret Hart there.
I mean, 81's not bad. Began popularity in 7 regions.
It's worse than Raw.
Well, it doesn't matter. Nitro is better than Raw. Get fucked. How'd your second show do?
I don't have one, Chad.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need one. Why would I want to split up all the talent I have?
Listen, I don't know. Good question.
Exactly. I wouldn't have to flip-flop people like you do every fucking 2 weeks. Oh.
I don't flip-flop anyway.
Oh, Chris Jericho, what's he doing on Nitro? Oh, he's back to Thunder. Oh, back to... What do you fucking mean? No, I don't. You tell me to do it while we're booking. Don't tell me I'm wrong, Chad. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Alright, that's it. We're done for another 8 months.
What? You're another what?
Hey, we're done for another 8 months.
Oh, we're done for like another day, probably, and then we'll be back at it again.
Yeah, I mean...
We still got cock we gotta do.
Yeah, we'll do cock tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, we got some great-ass cock planned for all of you.
I love